In the last section, we created a Docker Compose file to avoid having to run that really long Docker run command. However, when we tried to test out that Docker Compose file, we ran into a little bit of an issue because our Dockerfile is not called Dockerfile, which is the convention. So in order to fix this, we're going to make a slight tweak to the build option inside of our Compose file. Rather than saying, oh yeah, just look into the current working directory for that Docker file, we're going to replace that dot with two additional options. So the first thing we're going to do is add a context. This context option is essentially specifying where we want all the files and folders for this image to be pulled from. So in this case, we definitely want all the files and folders for our project to come from the same directory as Docker Compose, or essentially the current working directory. So to indicate that, we'll add a simple dot. If we had nested our React project right here, if we had nested it inside of some folder, then we would have specified that folder. So we could have said something like, look into my React project folder inside this directory to find all the files for our project. We're going to pass in a second option as well. This one's going to be a little bit more obvious. We'll say Dockerfile. And so this is just going to be the location of the Docker file that's going to be used to construct the image for this web service. So for this, we'll say dockerfile.dev, like so. And as you might guess, this is indicating look in the current working directory, find a file with that name, use it to build the image. All right, so let's save this, and then we'll try running Docker Compose up again. So back in my terminal, I'll do Docker Compose up. And there we go. Now it's successfully building. So we're going to take a minute or two to run the npm install. Let's take a quick pause right here and just let that go. And then in the next section, we'll be able to test everything out again. So quick break, and I'll see you in just a minute.